Hey, what's up, guys? It's Adam here, and this is just a general rant video just to get a bunch of stuff off my chest. It's actually my third attempt to record this. First one was way too long, second one was kind of rambly, third one, I just kind of want to go over some stuff and get it off my chest. The game you're looking at on your screen is Photopia. I'm only on the second screen, so you've not really missed much, but in all honesty, I'm kind of not really playing it. I've just got it on my screen for something to just show you. Yeah, I'm not on the screen because of a couple of reasons. Namely, it's just not that type of video. If you were to look at me now, I just look peed off. So I don't think there's any particular value in you seeing me. The other thing is, if I'm being completely honest, I'm having some weird teenage acne thing going off at the minute as well. So that's just kind of making me feel a little bit more annoyed. But I just feel like I need to make this little video and just get some stuff off my chest. And I'm fully aware this video may get a bunch of dislikes. It may get slated in the comments. I may even just turn the comments off. I just feel like I need to say this just to get it off my chest. But it's just basically to say that with everything that's happened this year, with the COVID stuff and the protesting things earlier this year and the reason why those protests happened and all of that stuff is just this, and just the way the virus thing in particular, right, just really divided people and really polarized it, and people have just got really polarized opinions. There's very few people in the middle ground. If you try to say to somebody, look, you know what, maybe the masks aren't that effective, but just wear it because it might just save you. It might just save somebody else. That's just not seen as a good reason. No, you either don't wear a mask, in which point you're in the camp of people who just don't believe COVID is a real thing, don't believe it's anywhere near as deadly as people say it is, or you do wear it and then you're a sheep, or you just haven't done your own research. There's those two camps, and I know that it's one area of thing. Maybe I shouldn't really be letting it kind of get to me as much as I am, but just this, I just don't really want to. I mean, I'm just going to pull off of social media because, Twitter is just doing my head in at the minute. That's like a rabbit hole of just idiocy, and I've never. There's people posting stuff and retweeting stuff that I just would previously have considered to be a normal quote unquote person, and they're just coming out with some stuff that is just, government conspiracies and communism, and the virus is just a way of controlling people, and just weird shit, to be honest, that it's just not normal. And then it's the same on Facebook. It's just, that is the same. That's just, there's people that are literally, I would consider to be just rational, sane people that are just coming out with stuff now. If you can, maybe masks, it's like the vaccine, right? So maybe the vaccine, we don't know what it's going to do in 10 years' time. That's very true. And yes, there is a risk. There's absolutely a risk. But my experience is, as somebody who has taken various medications most of my life and had various injections and inoculations and so forth, they have always steered me right. So I'm willing to have a little bit of faith and go, yeah, I like these odds, right? I'm going to give it a go. And the thing is, it isn't just about me. It's about making it so that I don't get sick with it, so I don't pass it on. And that is the bit that has made me just feel, I've never felt so distanced or separated or disassociated from like other humans basically as I have at the end of this year, and it's mostly due to what people are just coming out with over the COVID stuff. You got people who just won't. If the masks aren't that effective, right, but they're just a little bit effective. I say it's like 10% effective. That, to my mind, right, 10% chance that you're not going to infect somebody or be infected is better than zero, right? It's not great, I get it, 10%, but I still think it's worth bothering with. And it's the same thing with the vaccine. It's like with the vaccine, and then you've got people who are saying, well, I'm healthy, I don't need to take it. Yeah, but it's not about you. It's about you not getting it so that you don't pass it on to somebody else. That's how all these things work. You have that so that you're immunizing yourself and the rest of the people that you interact with. Like that's the point. And that's just I'm just not seeing that. I'm seeing everybody's literally seeing this as I don't believe what I'm hearing. I don't do this. Da 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 da. I've read a website. It's told me this. Don't believe the stats. It's a big conspiracy. It's just a bad case of flu. It's not that bad. Whatever. And then going on the attack in a lot of cases and just calling the people sheep and this kind of stuff. It's just craziness. But I just like what I give up. I just don't want to. I just don't want to interact with anybody. I know I'm doing a video. I'm kind of. I realise the irony right, of doing a video and then saying that you don't interact with people, but I just this video is just like cathartic. It's like therapy. I've just been holding this stuff up for the last 6 months because this year being how it has gone. I mean, I've always kind of there's something about when you try to take the middle ground on stuff, right? And try to be that. I always thought growing up that would be a great way of helping to overcome differences and help kind of unite people and get on with people that maybe other people found difficult, so on and so forth. And sometimes it's worked, maybe works in a work setting. But what I've generally found, in all honesty, is that the middle ground, you just get stones. You don't get nobody partially agrees with you. They just fully associate you with the other camp, and then you just get stones thrown at you from both sides. Um, it's like the old Brexit thing. Like I didn't vote in Brexit because I didn't know. I didn't feel like I didn't feel like I could make that decision and vote either way because I don't know whether it's better for us to be in Europe or not. Um, I don't, maybe economically in 20 years it's going to turn out it was a great decision to leave. I don't know that. I don't know. And I wasn't just going to vote emotionally. I wasn't just going to go, well, it'd be nice to be a part of Europe. I didn't feel like that was a solid enough reason. But equally, I wasn't going to vote to come out of it because equally, like a lot of people were like, yeah, we want to come out of it because we don't want immigrants coming in or whatever, illegal immigrants. And I don't think that either. So I was kind of like, I'm just not going to vote. But then the amount of people, when I tried to explain that, they were like, oh, you're just as much, you're part of the problem. You're just as bad. You may as well have voted to leave. It's like, Jesus Christ. And now you're seeing it again with the COVID stuff. So this year, right, maybe it's the last couple of years, whatever, but it's really polarized this year. You've got so many people just who I would have said were sane, rational people, and they're just coming out with such rubbish, such crap, and there's just so I don't know. There's such a lack of any interest in. I mean, try and put this. Try and put this into. I mean, like I've never, I've never died on the motorway, right, from doing 90 miles an hour, 80 miles an hour, which occasionally I have done. I'll put my hand up and say I've done that, right? It doesn't mean that it's not a really stupid thing to do and that I should really stick to 70. Like, it's not a legitimate argument just because I've got away with it for so long not to take precautions and stick to 70. And it's the same thing with the virus. It's like, just because you're a healthy person, but it doesn't mean you can't catch it and pass it on. So if you wear the mask, you might not do that. Maybe the mask is crap and you might still pass it on, but there's less of a chance. There's less of a chance. And it's the same if you have the vaccination. It's the same if you wash your hands. It's the same if you don't mix unnecessarily. All of these things, right? And these are like rational, logical things. Yeah, that a person can come to those conclusions. They don't need a government to tell them what to do. They don't need stats. They don't need scientists. It just makes sense. Yeah, if there's a big killer virus out there, it makes sense just to kind of stay away temporarily from people. Don't mix. Wash your hands. Do all the other stuff. Wear a mask, so on and so forth. That's just like basic. That's just basic. And people are just rebelling against it. It's just like human nature. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to rebel. It's all fake. And I feel so separated, really, from just everybody, because I just think, well, everybody, clearly a lot of people think this way, and I just can't. Yeah, and people think this way who previously I would have kind of completely said were were on the level. And yeah, don't know. That's it. That's it. I just wanted to get this off my chest. This one's much shorter. My last video was like 25 minutes. I was going into loads of other stuff, but I just wanted to just record it and just kind of get it off my chest. I, yeah, I just don't really want to blend or talk or mix or do anything because people just don't really care. To be honest, they just yeah, they don't want to put themselves out and take precautions just in case. You know, they've made up their mind, whatever, and now they're not gonna take a vaccine. They're not gonna wear a mask and do all that stuff. They're just gonna pretty much carry on, and they're gonna make other people's lives miserable who do try to follow the guidelines. And people say, oh, it's low percentage, whatever, this, that, and the other. I mean, people crack me up, right? There's something like I can't even remember what the global death toll is. It's something ludicrous, like is it 3 million people or something like that? It's really high. And then some people say, well, it's not accurate. They've miscounted, they've counted in. Somebody has COVID, but then gets run over by a bus, and that death gets attributed to COVID. Okay, fine. So let's whatever percentage you think it's inaccurate. Even if you think it's like 70, 80% inaccurate, yeah, that's still a lot. I think it was about 3.5 million people, and so even if you knock that down to like 80% inaccurate, I can't do the maths now. I did it the other week, but it's something like 300,000 people, right? That's still a lot of lives. That's a lot of people that maybe, just maybe, had somebody else have worn a mask, maybe washed their hands, maybe stayed the distance, wouldn't have got the virus and possibly died. We don't know that. I don't know that. I'm projecting, I'm guessing, whatever. But I just think it's a real possibility. And this comes back to what I was saying before. Therefore, because it's a possibility, would it not make sense to err on the side of caution? But just nobody seems to think that way. Nobody seems to think that way. So yeah, that's it basically. I don't really know what else to say. I don't know if this is a pretty poor video. I get it, but I just wanted to kind of get stuff off my chest. Yeah, I'm just gonna come off of Twitter and it's a shame because Twitter don't really like it, but it's a good way of just saying I am doing a live stream or posting a video or something like that. It's quite a useful tool for that kind of thing. But it's also just such a rabbit hole of just lunatics just going on about stuff. Yeah, it's like I said at the start. My summary, right? My grand takeaway, if you want me to sum up this video, is I just feel totally detached now from other people because I just think that I don't get them. I don't understand them. I don't. The brains must work differently to how my brain works. My brain works that there is something out there. I don't know the level of effectiveness or level of how much it will kill somebody, but I know that it's there. I know that it has made people ill, made people die, and that for me is sufficient that I will take precautions, not just for me, but for other people, and that's it. And I've just been really, really disappointed about how few other people share that worldview. And I know people are different, people have different views and opinions, but not surely when it comes down to keeping your friends and family healthy and alive. Surely at that point you would think, yeah, you know what, I'm just going to take precautions. It's like, why don't you drive, like an urban area? Why do you not tear around the roads at 80 miles an hour? I would like to think, because you don't want to run over the kids if somebody comes out on a bike. Well, it's the same thing, right? Just don't do it. But I just can't believe how many people just got these are just so disinterested in if it just they don't want to do, and the way they talk about it is so personal to them. It's all like, I don't want to do it because of what it'll do to me, and I don't want to be forced to do this, and I don't want to have to do this. If I want to travel internationally, I'm going to have to take the vaccination. Well, yeah, because if you want to travel abroad, you don't know how the people abroad, you don't know them, so maybe you're going to catch something there, or you're going to transmit it abroad. If somebody was coming into the UK, would you not want to know that that person was healthy, given that that's how this whole shitstorm started in the first place, by somebody coming over? Uh, it, that's like how this. That's exactly how this started. So that is just the most ludicrous argument I've ever heard. This entire thing started by somebody being in one country, traveling to another country, and now people are like, "Oh no, I don't want to be forced to do this." You know why you don't want to be forced to do it? Because you don't want to be forced to do it, right? That's the bottom line. It's got nothing to do with health. It's got nothing to do with researching the stats or Boris or Matt Hancock or any of these other scientists, right? It's not got anything to do with that. It's that it's your human nature. You don't want to do it. You do not like being told that this is something that you should do, and you're rebelling. That's the bottom line. You're rebelling. That's what it comes down to. So people just don't like being told what to do. So, and they can dress it up however they want. They can say, well, the stats aren't right. Don't believe this, that, the other. But no, that's bollocks. What it comes down to is you don't want to do it because you don't want to be told what to do. So therefore, you've made up your mind. You are not going to have it. You want to travel internationally and not have a vaccine. You don't want to wear a mask when you go to the shop. Um, all of that kind of stuff. So, yeah, that's it. That's my rant over. I don't know what else to say. I don't know if anybody's going to watch this video. And it's probably going to get a bunch of hates and stuff like that, but fine, whatever. I'm not going to edit the comments. I'm just going to leave them on there. Laugh at them, I guess. Yeah, but anyway, I'd say stay safe, but I'm guessing people who are listening to this are probably just going to, probably in with the crowd that I've just been talking about. So, whatever. Try not to get it. Try not to affect other people. And, yeah, stay safe if you can.